Good evening, everybody, and welcome to PJ's Storytime. I'm Miss Theresa, and I work at the community library in Salem and Twin Lakes, Wisconsin. This is my buddy Eagle, and he's come to read some stories with me. He knows I get lonely because when I read stories, I'm not with you anymore. And that's not very much fun to read a story without somebody. So Eagle's hanging around. Usually he's flying up and down the river looking for tasty fish to eat or somebody to play with. But tonight he's going to do stories with me. He also wants you to know that the community library is open and you can come in and see us if you'd like. If you're not sure you want to come in, you can still order books online at communitylib.org. Put them on hold, pick out your books, and when they come in, we'll let you know they're here and you can come and pick them up. Or you can see all the fun things we have that are online and available for you to participate in. We hope to see you real soon. But tonight, Eagle and I are going to read Pete the Cat and the Bedtime Blues. I hope you enjoy our story. Pete the Cat and the Bedtime Blues is by Kimberly and Dean James, and it's a Harper Collins children's book. Pete the Cat and the Bedtime Blues. Pete and the gang had had a great day. They'd been at the beach, surfing sun, and tons of fun. But when the sun went down, they didn't want the fun to end. Pete had an idea. Hey, how about a sleepover? More time for tons of fun. Groovy. Pete's place. Let's go. The party was far out, but they knew they couldn't stay up all night. The gang decided it was time to say goodnight. On went the pajamas, and out went the light. Good night, Gus. Good night, Alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete. Pete was just about to catch some Z's when clap, clap, clap. Who did that? Pete asked. It was me, said Grumpy Toad. I don't want to go to bed. I want to clap instead. Pete covered his head. This cool cat needs to go to bed. Good night, Gus. Good night, Alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete. Time to sleep. Pete was again about to catch some Z's when rat-a-tat-tat. Who did that? Pete asked. It was me, said Gus the platypus. I don't want to go to bed. I want to jam instead. Pete covered his head. This cool cat needs to go to bed. Time to sleep. Good night, Gus. Good night, Alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete. Pete closed his eyes to catch some Z's when he heard munch, munch, munch. Pete had a hunch it was Alligator. He was always up for eating. What could Pete do? All the clapping, all the rat-a-tat-tatting and munching was giving him the bedtime blues. Pete had a groovy idea. He got out his favorite bedtime story Pete the cat, and the 10 little monsters, and started to read, first to himself and then to the gang. Pete noticed it was finally quiet. No more clapping, no more rat-a-tat-tatting, and no more munching. They all settled down. No one made a sound. Pete yawned and turned out the light. Good night, sleep tight, time to catch some Z's. Tomorrow was another day for surfing sun and tons of fun. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you come see us at the library real soon. Until we meet again, bye-bye.